Hey guys, welcome to my channel everyone, and thank you so much for watching. What is good, guys? I am Jade. If you're new here, and the first few seasons were very interesting. The women had their own difference of opinions and different personalities, and they were not afraid to express themselves. They were not afraid to shine, and I love that for them. You see, like, other than the usual suspects, who I personally would have called the usual suspects, which are Gizelle and her little girl toy Robyn. I would say everybody else were pretty chill. Gizelle, as far as Gizelle and Robyn, one was ice cold and the other was warm, or so it seemed, so it appeared. Robyn definitely played the role of, oh, I'm so quiet, I'm so welcoming, I'm so warm, I'm so this, I'm so that, So that's the vibe that I got from at the very beginning. So just a bunch of middle-aged women living their best lives. You can't hate on that. Okay. And like I said, other than the physical altercation that happened between Monique and Candace, which Monique refused to sincerely apologize to Candace about, the show has been okay. I have enjoyed it for the most part. And although I have to say this, Giselle's bullying of the new members to the group did not go unnoticed, nor the constant making excuses for her by the little psychic, Robyn. Giselle will always find herself in some kind of situation, and Robyn will be there making excuses for her, you know, yin and yang or whatever. That's how they both played it for the most part. It was obvious from the very beginning, at least to me, that Robyn was going to wear those tinted green colored glasses. And she was never going to hold Giselle accountable. That's just what I got from the whole situation. So I'm currently on season 6, episode 12, and I had to pause. I had to pause the show and just come out here and give my 2 cents, about these mean girls, these so-called green-eyed monsters, Gizelle and her sidekick, Little Red Robyn. I just had to come out and give my opinion, okay? Like I said, this is an introduction. I will make this something that I do at least every week. I will henceforth come out here and give my opinion about these two women, because it seems like everybody is afraid to call them out. Like, I'm not understanding why everyone is so afraid to call these two bullies out. It bothers my mind. Like, I'm wondering, why though? Why can't anybody ever hold them out? Like, it's so pathetic that these two middle-aged women tormented the groups with their gossiping, their backstabbing, backbiting, their manufactured drama, and for the most part, nobody ever called them out on it. Okay. And even when some of them were growing enough backbone to like call them out, they will simply play it off as making, they never really gave an answer. They just played it off, and people just move on. No accountability, nothing whatsoever. And I find that quite hypocritical that these same two women, Robyn and Gizelle, who cannot be left alone for 2 seconds without immediately gossiping about the other ladies, while the ladies are still sitting there next to them. I might add, it's amazing to me how these same two women had no problem calling Wendy out for tattling to Candace what Mia had said during the photo shoot. I'm recapping season 6, episode 12 now, okay? Because this season 6, episode 12 was just where I felt like, no, I have had enough of these two women. These two women have no moral compass. They have no moral authority to try and tell people how people should behave when they have continuously, repeatedly engaged in things that are very questionable. Just because people are afraid to call you guys out does not mean, okay? And so when I saw their behavior, when they were trying to like chastise Wendy for tattling to Candace, they acted as if it was so egregious that Wendy would even go and tell Candace anything, because it was in the middle of her photo shoot, as if they haven't done worse already during an event of any of the other lady. Like, insert any name among the 7 women that are on now, other than the 2 of them. Insert any name and tell me which one these 2 green eye monsters haven't fought with, these 2 green eye bullies. When you call them green eye monsters, it kind of downplays the severity of their actions. These 2 women are bullies. Candace, Robyn and Gizelle are bullies. They bully people. They think, oh, because they are pretty or whatever, and nobody can challenge them. They think that they are the heart and the soul of the show, really. They think the show revolves around them, and so they can do whatever they like and pretty much get away with it. They act as if they haven't done worse things. It's amazing, the memory span of these people, including the women. Now, granted, I don't know how many of these episodes, how many of these recordings and shooting are cut off. I'm guessing it's a lot. But the way the rest of the women in the group just fold and allow Robyn and Gizelle just get away with whatever they get away with, it's sickening. Like, this is not normal. This is not healthy. I know that a lot of the drama on the Real Housewives are manufactured, because like nobody, no relationship will ever last or is sustainable when every fucking time you guys get together, there is a blow up, there is a fight, there is an argument. Women can't simply sit together without an argument. So yeah, I have a feeling that a lot of it is manufactured. But then there is still real life. I also believe that some of it are real, some of the dramas are real. And so for these women to just sit back and allow Gizelle to be so disrespectful, to be such a bully, it boggles my mind. Like, who does that? Where do they do that? Okay. And the fact that she all of a sudden has become the moral superior to call people out on gossiping and tattling or whatever. The same woman who has had a fight with everybody, the same woman. And now, because for once in her life, somebody like Wendy is challenging her, all of a sudden, she now wants to ice out Wendy with the help of her psychic. Because how dare Wendy call her out? This is the same woman who called Karen. She said Karen's house was like, she said the ding dong. Let me remember the way she said it. That the ding dong at Carrie's house was broken, meaning Carrie's husband, Peen, is not working, is not functioning well. Like, what has she not said about people? Like, this woman has so many times crossed the line. There is not even a line anymore. But for her to sit there in her high horse, acting as if when they did something so fathomable, that when they did something so egregious by actually telling Candace what Mia was saying about her, that is so crazy. That is mad. These people have repeatedly offended every single person in the group, accused their husbands of cheating, accused Carrie of cheating on Ray, yet can't forgive Wendy, who was simply defending her husband and standing for herself. And Wendy is the first person ever in the house, really, who has checked Gizelle and her psychic, Robyn. No one else has done that. And I have also heard Gizelle and Rob over and over repeatedly talk about how they love Wendy when Wendy first came and how Wendy has changed. Da, 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 da. Let me give you guys my opinion about that. My opinion is that I don't think Gizelle ever liked Wendy. I don't think Gizelle ever liked Wendy. I don't think Robyn ever liked Wendy. They only pretended to like her because remember, Gizelle has a reputation of being mean to the new girls, in the group, and it was beginning to affect the way she wanted to be portrayed, not just by the new ladies themselves or the ladies themselves, but also the way people saw her. And so she pretended to like Wendy just to, just to jinx that reputation that she was already garnering, that, oh, Gizelle never liked any women, any of the new women who come into the group, blah, 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 blah. She already had a reputation for that. And so here comes Wendy, this dark skinned Black woman, and she Gizelle did not want to come off as though she was a colorist. I also sensed that. And later on, when I talk about different topics, I'm going to point out why I said that Gizelle is a colorist. And because she did not want people to immediately criticize her for being a colorist, she pretended as if she liked Wendy. Because she was like on this image repair journey, if you will. Because if she liked Wendy like she claimed, if Wendy really was her friend like she claimed, she would have approached Wendy privately about the article instead of bringing it before the whole group. Remember when something happened between Gizelle and when there was a story about, when there was a negative story about Robyn and her love partner, whatever, Gizelle never brought that story to the group. She had a private conversation with Robyn. That's what you do with your so-called friend. But the thing is that Gizelle has no friend. She doesn't. She doesn't. And Karen was right when Karen said that Gizelle doesn't care one lick about anybody but herself. And it's true, And Karen also said something that Gizelle never really liked Wendy, that she just acted, and this is me, I'm obviously paraphrasing here. She pretended to like Wendy just to get back at Karen, because according to Gizelle, Karen never even liked Wendy at the beginning, because according to Gizelle, Carrie said that Wendy was not a good fit for their group. Right there's already discrimination right there. If only why? So tell me, why wasn't Wendy good enough for the group? Because she's Nigerian, she's of Nigerian heritage? Is that why? We can play that game. We can play that game too. So, yeah, and then I think Wendy, in my opinion, Wendy should have stayed neutral, because in the first season, because Gizelle was trying to get back at Karen, she knew, according to her, that Karen did not care one bit about Wendy. So she knew that if she embraced Wendy, it'll really, really piss off Karen. And so she did. So I don't know what happened during off shooting season. When Wendy came back, she decided to align herself with Karen, which in my opinion, I thought was a very bad idea. She should have stayed neutral. None of these women cared about you. They just want to use you as a ping pong to get back at the other person. She should have stayed neutral. And so when Gizelle saw that Wendy was now being close to Karen, she and her little sidekick decided that they were going to unleash their mean girl magic on Wendy. And they haven't stopped ever since. These women, it's amazing. The hypocrisy of these women, the way they talk, as if they have never ever for 5 seasons, 6 seasons, engaged in really, really petty behavior that they pretty much got away with for the most part. And all of a sudden, they are now anti. And so they expect that when you accuse a woman that her husband is cheating because you want a storyline, you want a distraction, you want something to keep you on the show, you want to start making up rumors. And she's like, no, my family is off limits. You're not going to be talking about my husband. We do everything but my husband. And she reacted the way that she did. And all of a sudden, you are holding a grudge against her. It's not her fault that you don't have a man. It's not Wendy's fault that the man, you have brought in so many different men to the show, and none of them want to be seen with you twice. Gizelle, that's not Wendy's fault. How about you treat or you fix or you do whatever with whatever is wrong with you and leave people out of your mess, and don't be jealous. Like, I get it. You think you're the shade, you think you're the bad bitch or whatever, but yet you still can't keep a man. Like, I understand how that might really sting, but it's nobody's fault. It's none of these women's fault. It's none. Maybe you should change your attitude and stop being a bully and stop being a mean girl and climb down from your high horse, because the real people are down here. But if you want to remain up there by yourself, you're going to be lonely until the day you die. It's just too much. It's too much. I just really feel like Wendy should not have aligned herself with any of these women. She should have just stayed on her own, and she should have just continued to make those funny faces that she made, because every time she did it, it cracked me up. It made me laugh. She should not have aligned herself. I don't know if she did it for strategic reasons. Maybe she thought, if I align myself with this women or over the other women, maybe I might have a longer stay on the show. I don't know why she thought she needed to align herself with Gizelle or Karen, because these women, look, I'm already starting, like, I'm already seeing like the reviews from the season 7, and from what I am reading, Karen, even at the reunion, at the season 6 reunion, Karen has made it clear, even throughout the entire season 6, Karen has made it clear that she wants to be on Giselle's good side again. So when these people, because at the end of the day, it's about the survival of the fittest, these people are cut from the same cloth. They know how they are. They know how to behave. Something that might be different for you as a Nigerian person, you are very real, you're very honest, you don't tolerate bullshit, and you call out bullshit. But these women, they know how to step over each other's head to get what they want, and then step back on each other's head and then say, oh, you're there, how are you doing? And then the one whose head was stomped on will be like, hi, I'm fine, don't worry about me. And then they'll move on. No kind of accountability, nothing. These people, they know how they deal with each other. So maybe Wendy should have just stayed on her own. Maybe you should have stayed on your own. You should have stayed neutral. You can actually thrive in a show like The Real Housewives if you stay neutral. If Wendy had just stayed out of the nonsense and just kept making those funny faces, like I said, whenever she made those faces, it made me laugh, she would have been good. Because Gizelle and Robyn, they don't give two F's about anybody else other than Gizelle and Rob. Like, we have seen Gizelle done some of the most heinous things on the show, and somehow her sidekick always find a way to make excuses for her. Make excuses for her. These two have done things to every single person in the show, but they always have a way of having each other's back. Both of them. They don't care about anybody else on the show. Remember the time when Robyn stormed into Ashley's restaurant and started pointing her finger at Ashley's eyes. And then during the reunion or whatever, she said she saw red or she blanked out or whatever. Robyn is not a good person. Robyn enjoys when people say to her, oh, Robyn is good, but Robyn can never be herself when Gizelle is around. Robyn, Gizelle's influence rubs off on Robyn. She likes that. She likes people to think that, but for Gizelle, she's actually a cool chick who gets along with everyone. And the only time that she has her nose up is when Gizelle is around. But that's not true. Because at the end of the day, negativity attracts negativity. If you're negative, you will only align yourself with negative people. That's just how it is. For her to be so cordial, for her to be so buddy, so close to Gizelle, that means she has not just a little bit, but a lot of meanness in her. Robyn does, in my opinion. For Robyn to be so close and be so comfortable and be so okay with someone like Gizelle's, in spite of what Gizelle has done from season to season, that means Robyn is also a mean person. And so they have that in common. But then when people say to Robyn, oh, if we did not have, if, when it's just us, or when people say of Robyn, when it's just us, when it's just the two of us, when it's just Gizelle and the rest of the group, when it's just Robyn and the rest of the group without Gizelle, Robyn is actually cool. She likes that. She likes Gizelle to be the reason why she's not a cool person. And that's crappy. That makes Robyn a crappy person, because she much rather have people continue to blame and crucify Gizelle, for the things that she's doing. She doesn't want to take any kind of accountability. That makes her a crappy person. Anyways, so this is kind of like an introduction to what I will be doing with regards to the Potomac. I just wanted to come out here and talk about this. I will continue to review this. I will continue to, like I said, I find the show very interesting. Other than the mean-spiritedness of these ladies, I actually think the show is interesting. But once Gizelle and Robyn get to that place where they are so mean and so wicked and so evil, it's a big turn off for me. I find it so disgusting that this middle-aged women, grown women, will be acting like they are in high school, and then they act all crazy, and then they accuse people of things, and then they peddle rumors or whatever. And then when you react to the rumor, they get mad. Like, why are you reacting? Oh, you're supposed to take it because that's what everybody else in the group has been doing. And so they like that. But we're not doing that anymore. If the ladies in the group will say anything, if other people who are reviewing this show aren't saying anything, I'm going to call these two green eye bullies out, because that's really who they are. They are bullies. They are green eye bullies. And they need to be called out. Gizelle and Robyn, in my opinion, are green eye bullies. So I will be bringing you guys more updates on this. Like I said, this is very interesting to me, and I want to see how everything is going to play out. And yeah. All right, let me know what you guys think. I'll catch you guys later. Bye.